front of a live studio audience. It's Good Afternoon, Magnolia.
Welcome to Good Afternoon, Magnolia, our new midweek talk show that takes a look at mental health and an up-close view of issues that are important to the Magnolia Clubhouse community. I'm Angel. Let's meet our host for this week's show.
Hello, everybody. It's so good to be here. I've heard so many lovely things. I am one of your new co-hosts. I'm Ron.
And I'm Tiffany. Today we will have more exciting and fun topics. We will go to the hospitality unit to taste the rainbow. We will take a mental health break with some yoga today. We will have a new segment that makes us laugh and much, much more.
I want to taste the rainbow. As we always do, let's start our show off with our hot topic segment. Angel is going to lead us in a discussion about scammers, whether by the computer, phone, or in the mail, and why this is so dangerous.
Thanks, Ron. So we probably have all experienced someone trying to scam us for our personal, private information. So there's Ron and Tiffany and I want to give you a little bit of information on what to look out for and ways to respond if you think that you are being scammed. For sure, you want to make sure that if somebody calls you, you do not give them personal information about yourself. No matter who they say they are. Official people will send you a letter. But you have more information you want to share with us, Ron?
Of course. Just a touch on that subject, like Angel said, if you're not sure, if it's anybody, you're not sure, you can always say, I refuse to give out any personal information until I know who you are, or you can just hang up. You're not under any obligation to give any information. If it's a government agency, always know that if it's any agency representing the United States government, they're going to send you a letter first before they call you, or they will send you a letter scheduling an appointment. Mm-hmm. No government agency is going to call you out of the blue and request your information because, as we all know, the government got all your information anyway. Mm-hmm. They just want to verify it. Mm-hmm. Creditors are another thing. If you get called by a creditor, you are under no obligation to give them any information. A creditor cannot ask you for any information until you volunteer it. And you do not even have to tell them who you are. You don't even have to tell them your name. You can just tell them, look, don't call my phone again. Moving on, scammers like to target people who are vulnerable. And I think, especially for our community and for people that are not aware, scammers like to exploit people who are not up to date on this information. And it's not just over the phone. It's by mail, email, text. One of the biggest platforms out there is Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, that we either use Facebook or we know somebody that uses Facebook in some way or the other. Now, while it is a great social platform, it allows you to keep in contact with your family members who may not live in the same state or city or what have you. But you also have to be aware of some of the following scams. There are clickbait scams, which will tell you that they have something for you that will make you click or get you to click on a link and take you somewhere that you don't want to go and try to offer to sell you something.
I've seen people at the clubhouse get emails that say that they've won something, and then they click on it, and it becomes a problem for the system. Mm-hmm. But on your cell phone, that can take all of the information out of your phone.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Have you ever experienced anything like that, Tiffany?
Not so much maybe the call with them pretending to be like a police officer from the Social Security place, and I'm like, oh no, asking me about charges, and then I say, hey, well, tell me your credit card because I don't have my credit cards linked to anything. So they was like, you used Amazon? I said, no, I didn't. So once the guy initially read the credit card, I said, that's not me. So then I hung up. Mm-hmm. So then he called me back, and it was the South Euclid Police Department number, and it was the same guy. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, well, I'll be outside waiting for you to come get me. And he hung up, and he never called me back.
In my experience, when I've been really assertive with scammers, mm-hmm. they usually hang up on me. Okay. And they don't call me back. Mm-hmm. Because they're, like Ron said, they're trying to target vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that scammers do is they do something called code dialing, which means they'll dial numbers at random waiting for you to pick up. So if you don't recognize a number, my general policy, and I mean, you do as you want, but my general policy is I don't answer numbers I don't recognize. Usually, even if it's from family and they change their number, I send them the voicemail. If it's important enough, they'll leave a voicemail and I'll get back in touch with them if I know who they are. If I don't know who they are, I'm not going to get back with them. But moving on, some of the common scams on Facebook are like fake fundraisers. You know, sometimes you could be sick or a friend of yours could be sick, and, you know, somebody will come along and say, hey, well, let's raise some money, you know, let's start a GoFundMe or whatnot. You need to be careful about that because some of those people scam legitimate people out of money. You have giveaway scams, quiz scams, cloned accounts. So have you guys heard about any of these? Like messenger scams, marketplace, malware, coupon scams, romance scams, the list goes on.
No, I haven't.
I think it's pretty safe to assume that any medium we use to communicate with each other, we have to be careful that we're
Absolutely.
not being scammed.
Mm-hmm.
It's now time for us to head to the hospitality unit to taste the rainbow.
Hello, my name is Christina Harris, and we're here to do a segment for hospitality.
Hey.
I'm Tia, and this is
Vance.
and we are here to talk to you guys about how eating different colors of the rainbow is healthy for you. So, first we have our red, which is good for the heart and for your blood. So, Vance, can you tell us what we have here?
We got strawberries, red apples, red tomatoes, and red pepper.
So, now we go on. So, now we are to orange. Orange helps you prevent cancer and heart disease. So what do we have here?
We got oranges, 3 oranges, orange carrots, and orange pepper.
Okay. And now we go on to our yellow food group. Yellow foods are good for your skin, heart, and eyes, and they improve digestive and your immune system. So for our yellow food group, what do we have here today, Van?
Delicious yellow lemons, yellow pepper, and yellow melon.
So for our green foods, green is good for your bones as well as detoxing the body and strengthening your immune system. So what do we have here, Vance, for the green?
We got green celery, green pepper, green cucumbers, and delicious green lettuce.
Blue and purple foods can help improve your memory and help with brain functioning. So what do we have here today for our purple and blue food?
Purple cabbage, blueberries, and purple onion.
And there goes our food rainbow. Bye.
That segment was not what I thought. I thought we were going to make homemade Skittles. But I guess we should have healthy food. Oh well.
Oh, goodness. It's now time for our mental health break. Today, we have the privilege of having world-renowned yogi Nikki to lead us in a pose. You know, I don't bend and twist, so this is going to be interesting.
Hey guys, this is Nikki and my group of yogis here. We're going to demo cat-cow pose for you this week. So we've got 3 different versions of cat-cow to show you guys. So we're going to go over here. We're going to start with Alyssa. Alyssa is showing you the tabletop position of cat-cow. So Alyssa, go ahead and inhale, drop your belly to the floor and look up. And exhale, drop your chin to your chest and arch your back like a cat. And inhale, look up, drop your belly. And exhale, chin to chest, arch your spine. Very good. And then we're going to come over here to Randy. Randy's going to show you the standing version, and you can see how he's leaning on a chair here for some extra support. So go ahead, Randy. Drop your belly and look up and inhale. And exhale, drop your chin to your chest and round your spine. And inhale, look up, arch your back. And exhale, drop your chin to your chest, arch your spine. Very good. You see how they're all doing the same movement, but they're just doing it in different positions. Kay here is going to demo it sitting in a chair. So go ahead, inhale, look up, and drop your belly, arch your back. And exhale, chin to chest, round your spine. And inhale, look up, drop your belly. And exhale, chin to chest, round your spine. Awesome. So cat-cow is a really good beginner pose to help us get attuned with our breath. You see how we're syncing our breath with our movement? That's part of what helps with yoga to bring your mind and your body closer to each other. It helps us to get out of our head and more into our body. And that's what a lot of the practice of yoga is about. It doesn't have to be complicated movements. It can be really simple movements, but just that syncing of the breath to the movement. So that's cat-cow. Feel free to practice.
Moo, meow. For part 2 of our mental health break, we want to give this week's app recommendation, as well as our weekly hotline number. Today, app such suggestion comes from Justina. It's a How We Feel app. It is completely free app that is a mood or emotion tracker. The app focuses on 4 quadrants of emotion that you select from: high energy, pleasant; low energy, pleasant; high energy, unpleasant; low energy, unpleasant. You can select any quadrant based on your mood and then receive supportive videos and other interaction resources to help you. It even has a selection for the hotline number, which leads us to today's hotline resource. If you are a veteran of the military and find yourself in a crisis, you can call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255.
Taking a yoga break can be very beneficial to your mental health, and that app also looks great.
Let's take a look at our self-care segment to see what we can learn today.
Hello, we're here today to talk about healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries allow each person in a relationship to communicate their needs and their wants, while also respecting the needs and wants of others. A few examples of exhibiting and using healthy boundaries include honoring and respecting your own needs and the needs of the other people around you, respecting values, beliefs, and opinions, even if they're different from yours. Feeling free to disclose and share your own personal information when it's appropriate, and being able to choose when not to. Even though boundaries can be flexible, they don't compromise our own safety and put us in an unhealthy space. Where there are unhealthy boundaries, safety in a relationship is compromised. This includes both physical and emotional safety. It can lead to dysfunctional relationships and to people's needs not being met. Being manipulative or coercing someone to do something they don't want to is part of a negative or unhealthy boundary. Oversharing your personal information is also an unhealthy boundary. Having unhealthy and unsafe boundaries can turn into abuse in relationships, whether this is physical, sexual, or emotional. Abuse of any kind is a violation of your personal boundaries. People who have been abused or experienced trauma as children or young people may not know what a healthy boundary feels like, and can often grow up with a lack of control over their personal and physical boundaries. This pattern can repeat over time and can cause us to seek out abusive partners because they may feel familiar and uncomfortable despite being unhealthy. If you are currently in a relationship where your partner is violating your physical safety, exerting control over your life, or making you feel scared, if they're being hyper-controlling or preventing you from doing things that feel reasonable for you, or forcing you to do things you don't want to do, this behavior is not healthy and has crossed a line into an abusive relationship.
I believe we have some entertainment news this week.
Hi, Sherry here. I am bringing you this entertainment report just on this wonderful show that we have, Good Afternoon Magnolia. So I don't know how many people have heard about Krishan Rock and Blueface. Blueface is a rapper I'm not sure if Prashani is, I'm in my 40s. I really don't know these people as well. However, I did kind of like learn about them through Instagram and how they have all types of unhealthy boundaries within the relationship they have, which is really what I'm trying to hit home with a lot of people. You can love somebody, but it does not mean that they will be good for you. Most of all, you just really need to love yourself. She needs this man in this relationship, and unfortunately now she's pregnant. And I think to even bring a baby into this, that's even more toxic. Most people in toxic relationships have not learned to love themselves before learning to love that person. So that is literally what I'm telling you to do. For a healthy relationship, you have to have a healthy relationship with yourself first, and then you move on to a relationship with someone else. Otherwise, you are not ready for a relationship. So love yourself first, then you love somebody else.
Let's go to our Clubhouse News segment.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your administrative assistant. At the January 5th full board meeting, there was a unanimous vote by the board to move forward with the building project. This project will be the joining of the buildings together and the addition of an elevator so all members can have access to all units. There's a little bit of money to be raised to get that project moving. It could begin as early as fall of this year, but most likely in the spring of 2024. This will be an exciting project for all Clubhouse members and staff. Thanks.
That is great news for the Clubhouse.
As promised, we have a new funny segment to make you laugh. Let's take a look.
Now, how did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut.
I love to laugh, so I think we are going to keep that segment.
We have reached the end of our show. Ron and Tiffany, how did you think the talk show went today?
I thought it went very well. I thought we distributed a lot of good information, and I do want to remind people, to keep your eyes and ears open, especially in situations you're not aware of.
I agree. Make sure you tune in next week for another good episode of Good
Afternoon
Magnolia. See you next time.
Bye.
The opinions expressed by Good Afternoon Magnolia do not always represent the views of Magnolia Clubhouse.
If you're living with mental illness, join the club.